please, listen.
I don't know why the gentleman did yield when he was asked to yield.
Those are Trump allies telling, in those cases, victims of police brutality they should comply and yield. Why didn't you yield? And that's not any kind of just couple isolated examples. It is a standard piece of conservative refrains in these clashes over law enforcement and policing, including when people are documented as innocent or did nothing wrong or are facing very aggressive or even illegal police treatment. The line we hear over and over is just follow the officer's commands and comply no matter what.
If, in fact, a police officer gives you a command, please exit the car, you should say, yes, officer, no, officer, okay, officer.
I wish he would have complied a whole lot earlier.
Bad decisions by a cop, but those decisions wouldn't have been made if the perp didn't run away.
Just comply, please, listen.
Yeah, just comply. This frequent conservative claim goes well beyond complying with lawful police requests. I mean, listen to what we just heard. The demand is comply first, fully, no matter what. Yes, officer. Make any objections that may come up, presumably later. And this logic, this argument, this talking point has come from conservatives over and over. So I'm showing you some stuff that's on air, but this is in communities around America. Minnesota has a police union representative, Brian Peters, who in that Dante Wright case, who was killed by an officer mistakenly drawing a gun, said, well, still, they should have just complied. And he argued that it was the non-compliance that set off the chain of events that led to the death. Houston Police has a union, and they had a similar take when they said, quote, comply, don't die, live to have your day in court. Those are real examples. And that includes times where police were later found to make mistakes or have, according to court, used excessive force, sometimes even on tape. But that loud, stubborn, and often smug lecture comes from national political elites on the right and MAGA leaders and Trump allies, all the way down to those police unions I mentioned. Comply. That's even when innocent people were injured or beaten or killed. That's a context here for the recent legal problems for Trump because, again, this sometimes gets almost pushed out. There's so much going on, and that's why it's our special report right now, because I want everyone to understand Donald Trump was given months to comply, but he didn't. And Trump aides who've been given special, careful, elite treatment when asked to follow the law and testify have benefited from that whole different approach. There are Trump officials, though, who partially resisted, and there are others, especially for the January 6th committee, who fully resisted. No compliance. And I want to be clear. We're talking about Donald Trump and other powerful, well-connected white people who have acted like they are above the law, and their own past demands, some of which I just showed you, are really not about the rules. They're just telling others to comply. And many of those other cases involve regular citizens who don't have political connections and who are disproportionately black and brown people in America. So this is a documented double standard. Lawless resistance for these Trump elites, regimented compliance, or violence for regular citizens, and especially regular citizens who are black and brown.